Hi there, this is Penelope. This is now the second part of the test for DE4102, Trimester 2, 2021, and it corresponds with section C in your exam. Now, in the test, there were 4 questions. In the exam, 2. Okay, so this was just for the test where I asked you to write all 4. In the test, it will be 2 questions. Now, very often, this is how these questions are set up. So it's kind of set up to help you on your way. If you can't do the first question, then just use the first question to carry on. Okay, you are told the perimeter is 4. Then you need to find, in terms of H and R, the perimeter of the shape that's there. Okay, the perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r, but it's only a semicircle, so it'll be pi r, and then it'll have h on each side, that's 2h, and then along the bottom, r is the radius, so along the bottom it's going to be r and r, so that would be 2r. And then if you rearrange that, because you're looking for h, you will need to find that h is equal to 2 minus a half pi r minus r. That was 1 mark. Part B. Now B, you're asked to find the area. Now you know that the area of a circle is going to be pi r squared, but it's half that because it's a semicircle. And the area of that rectangle is going to be 2rh. And if we now put in what we know to be h, that would be 2r times 2 minus a half pi r minus r. And then the next term is fine because it's only in terms of r. And then we can rearrange that, tidy it up, so that we get 2 times r is 4r minus a half pi r squared minus 2r squared. And again, you were given the answer. So even if you couldn't get there, you could do the next section by yourself. Now the marking there was, you got a half a mark for saying that, you got half a mark for saying that, and you got a mark for saying that. Now the next part, part C, says find the radius and the height which maximizes the area. So part C says max area. Now you had the statement that said that A was equal to 4r minus a half pi r squared minus 2r squared. So the derivative of that is going to be 4 minus pi r minus 4r, which is equal to 0. For the max or min, now we don't know this yet, but it does equal 0 for that. So if we rearrange that, we get that r is equal to 4 over pi plus 4, and you could leave it as that, or that r is approximately equal to 0.56. And don't forget the unit. Now you need to find h as well. So put that back into h, 2 minus a half pi times r, which we've now found as 0.560, and surprisingly that comes out as also 0.560 meters. And the marks there were for getting the statement that that was your derivative, for making it equal to 0, for finding the answer, and for then finding h. The last part says check that these dimensions, so D was check that these dimensions give a max. So that means you've got to find the second derivative. So we had that the derivative was equal to what? 4 minus pi r minus 4r. So now we have to find the second derivative. So that would be negative pi minus 4. Clearly that's less than 0. So therefore you've got a max. So you'd say something about previous parts imply a maximum or something like that. So you're getting a mark for figuring out the second derivative and saying that the second derivative is negative. Okay, so that's the first of 4 questions that you had to do in the test, but in the exam you will only do 2, not 4.